Cole Hocker, the Olympic champion who no one saw coming. Josh Kerr beat him at the World Indoors, then threw his own celebration right back at him. Cole Hocker had something to say about that. But what he said is not what you expect from an Olympic champion. Cole Hocker was born on June 6, 2001, in Bloomington, Indiana. He went to the University of Oregon, one of the most decorated track programs in the United States. He is quiet. He does not generate headlines between races. He does not go looking for cameras. But at the moment that matters most, he has a habit of being there first. Hocker appeared on the Olympic stage early. At 20 years old, he finished 6th in the 1500 meters at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. It was a result that placed him among the world's best, but left him invisible behind the names who dominated the podium. He finished 7th at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest. 7th. Nobody was watching him. Nobody was writing articles about him. That is exactly how he works. In the lead-up to Paris, as the world obsessed over whether Josh Kerr or Jakob Ingebrigtsen would settle their 2-year argument on the track, Hocker was preparing in near silence. He had qualified for the 1500 meters final. He had run a personal best. He had written down one goal at the start of the year and repeated it to himself even when he did not fully believe it. That goal was gold. In February 2026, at the Millrose Games in New York City, Hocker added another chapter. He beat Kerr in the 2-mile event, crossing in 8 minutes 7.31 seconds to Kerr's 8 minutes 7.68. It was a narrow margin in a fast race. And then Hocker pressed both hands to his cheek. Night-night. A message sent and received. Josh Kerr is not the type to let things slide. He is also not the type to pretend rivalries are not happening. He is direct, he is vocal, he is 6'2", and he races with his sunglasses on. He goes on the record. He uses his words the same way he uses his kick in the final 200 meters, deliberately and to make sure you feel it. Kerr was born on October 8, 1997 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He left home at 17 to run at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque on an athletic scholarship. He became a 3-time NCAA champion. He turned professional in 2018, joined the Brooks Beasts Track Club in Seattle, and placed himself under coach Danny Mackey. At the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, Kerr won bronze in the 1500 meters. 3 years later, at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, he did something that sent a jolt through the sport. He beat Jakob Ingebrigtsen, the reigning Olympic champion who had spent the entire summer looking untouchable to win 1500-meter world gold. Kerr timed his move on the final straight, came off Ingebrigtsen's shoulder, and crossed the line ahead of the man everyone had expected to win. He is also a 2-time world indoor champion in the 3,000 meters, winning gold in Glasgow in 2024 and again in Torun, Poland in 2026. He holds the British record in the outdoor 1500 meters. He earned a Grand Slam track victory in Miami in 2025, winning the 1500 to take the overall title. He is built for high-stakes races, he thrives on pressure, and after Millrose, he had a target. The men's 1500-meter final at the 2024 Paris Olympics was supposed to be a 2-man fight. Josh Kerr versus Jakob Ingebrigtsen. World champion against Olympic champion. 12 months of public jabs and competitive fire compressed into 3 minutes and 27 seconds. The entire track world had chosen a side. Cole Hocker had not been invited to that conversation. He was just in the race. Ingebrigtsen took it out fast, pushing the pace so hard in the first lap that no other human being had ever run 3 minutes 28 seconds from the front without a pacer pulling them. Kerr sat on his shoulder and refused to let him go. Both men dug deep. Both men fought each other across the final lap. By the final straight, Kerr had moved to the front. Gold looked like it was his. And then Hocker came from the inside. He crossed the line in 3 minutes 27.65 seconds, an Olympic record. Kerr took silver in 3 minutes 27.79. Yared Nugas of the United States claimed bronze in 3 minutes 27.80. Ingebrigtsen, the man who had planned to dominate, finished 4th without a medal. Hocker threw his arms wide as he crossed the line. Disbelief and relief at once. "Winning gold was my goal this entire year," he said afterward. "I wrote that down and I repeated it to myself even if I didn't believe it." The man flying under the radar had just taken the biggest race in the world. The Millrose Games on February 1st, 2026 was not a world championship. It was not an Olympic final. It was a 2-mile indoor race in New York City. But when Hocker crossed that line ahead of Kerr, what he did next gave this rivalry an entirely new layer. Hocker pressed both hands to his cheek, the Stephen Curry night-night gesture, the sleeping signal, sending the field off to bed. He had done it directly after beating Josh Kerr, in public, on camera, at one of the most famous indoor meets in American track history. The margin between them at Millrose was 37 hundredths of a second. Kerr finished second in 8 minutes 7.68 seconds. Parker Wolf was third in 8 minutes 7.83. The race had been close, the message was not. For a man as competitive as Josh Kerr, the celebration was a challenge as much as anything else. He acknowledged Millrose, he stored it, and when the World Indoor Championships arrived, he had his answer ready. The 2026 World Athletics Indoor Championships took place in Torun, Poland. The men's 3,000-meter final on March 21st brought together the full Paris 1,500-meter podium, Hocker, Kerr, and Yared Nugis. All three of them, on the same line, at a World Championship. Ethiopian runners pushed the pace through the middle stages. Hocker found himself boxed in on the final lap. He navigated around competitors, fighting the tight indoor track for clean room to run. He found his kick, he pushed, but Kerr had more. Kerr crossed the finish line in 7 minutes 35.56 seconds. Hocker was next in 7 minutes 35.70. Jan Schrub of France took third in 7 minutes 35.71. 15 hundredths of a second separated gold from bronze. Then Kerr raised both hands to his cheek. Night-night. The same gesture, the same message. Return to the man who sent it. I just thought letting Hocker know that Millrose was a huge motivational thing for me coming into a World Championships, Kerr said. Millrose was a big deal, but this is the North Star. He had waited 6 weeks. He had won a world title, and he had done it on the biggest indoor stage in athletics. In the mixed zone after the race, Hocker was measured. He did not deflect. He reviewed his performance with the same precision he uses in a final lap. He said the race had unfolded mostly how he wanted, but that getting caught behind competitors on the indoor track had cost him energy at the worst possible moment. He rated himself an A-. He was not fishing for sympathy. He was being honest. Anything outside of gold is kind of a disappointment, he said. Then someone asked about Kerr's celebration. Hocker did not flinch. He did not look away. What followed was one of the cleanest responses in recent athletics history. That's all it was. I can't even be that mad. I flexed on him at Millrose. I know he can't let that slide, so all I'm saying is at least come up with your own celebration. I mean, I did it, but it's already been done before, so I'll remember that one though. He acknowledged his own move at Millrose, accepting Kerr had every right to respond, but he drew one line: do not copy what someone else already did. And then the final 5 words. I'll remember that one though. That is a calendar event. Kerr, 28, won the 3,000 meters in Torun. Hocker, 24, holds global titles at both the 1,500 and 5,000 meters. As the outdoor season approaches, these men will run against each other again. The celebration exchange was a subplot. When Hocker remembers Torun, the whole sport will be watching.